y'all, welcome back. Long time, no tutorial. Today what I thought I would do is show y'all how I take my LittleRavenInk collage sheets, put them in Silhouette, and basically just add cut lines to them. I know this is like super basic stuff, but I just thought I would show you how I do it. I also do this with my PlanningWithKay digital kits that I get. And this is just a way that I do things so I don't have to fussy cut, because I hate fussy cutting. I hate cutting things out. I would rather spend the extra time to do it digitally and then have my machine cut it out, because I can't do it with my fingers. I have really bad fingers and they just hurt. So I let my machine do it. I spend the extra time sitting at my computer to do it digitally. You can see here that I actually have pages 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, and then this is page 9 here, but I thought I would actually show you how I do it. So I am a Patreon of LittleRavenInk, and I also buy digital kits from PlanningWithKay. Both of these things come in PDF or PNG format. So for LittleRavenInk, I like the PNG because you can actually just drag and drop these into Silhouette. So I have my files here. I am on a MacBook. I'm sure this is basically the same for your Microsoft products, but I am on a MacBook, so that's why it looks like this. But so I just have open a blank document. I usually add my registration lines after, but I'll put them up first, so you guys remember how to do that. That's your page setup. It's the very first one here. You just click on. I leave them default, and I have my cut border on so I can see where all of my stuff needs to be in. I have like a little outline for myself. So I'll do page 10 with you guys here. By the way, LittleRavenInk this month for February 2020, 12 pages of collage sheets. So that's crazy. I think that's the most she's ever done to date. And I just love her stuff. I've actually recently started putting it in my new bullet journal, which I will have a flip of July to December 2021 up for you guys soon. I had a request to film it. I did film a little bit of it, but at the end of the day, setting up my bullet journal is kind of my way to relax, so I don't want to have to set up filming equipment, but that is not what we're here to talk about today. So as you can see, when I put the PNG in, this is why I like them. The cut lines are already on there, so you can see. And I just size them down. They come a little bit bigger. I size them down just so everything is in this this red border here, and that is my cut border. So if I click my cut border off, the red goes away. You have to keep things in your registration mark for them to cut, or else you're gonna have a part of your image that isn't cut. So I put my cut borders on. I am notorious for having a little piece of something sticking out and it doesn't cut, and then I go to take it off the paper like a sticker, and it doesn't come up. So I like to do that. So with these, I don't like them to be like flush to the image. I do like to offset a little bit. So we're gonna go down to our offset. That's our little star. I am the offsetting queen. I love to offset. For these ones, I've been doing like a 03, 04, 05. Some of them do touch, and I think these ones are actually going to touch, so I'll show you how to fix them. I think I'd like a 4 on these, but I think they're going to touch. One thing about doing anything with images is Silhouette Studio goes so slow. I don't know why. All right, so you can see here that the square ones here are perfect. They just stay like that. Same with this big strip of washi. These ones are touching here, so I will have to fix those. But these images here, this Tuesday and Wednesday box, are both clear in the middle, so it does trace. So if I was to like hold this up, these would be clear in the middle. Or if I were to like drag it over to the gray, you'd be able to see the gray. So I just get rid of, if I can do it, with a PNG you can get rid of things. So when you double click, if you accidentally double click the image, it'll show up like it's line work, but it's not. Well, it is, but. So make sure you have the right lines selected. So I want to get rid of this so it doesn't cut out the middle, because I want the middle to be there. I want the middle to be like that white so I can write on it. So I'm going to get rid of those. So these ones aren't touching anything else, so they will cut out by themselves. So I'm going to leave that. So you just have to make sure that all of your cut lines are gone from the middle, unless you want it to cut out the middle. That's totally up to you. I want it to stay this one big white box. Okay, so with the LittleRavenInk, it all stays together, this one image. So if I wanted to move things around, I would be moving the entire image. So my trick, it's basically the crop method, and I can't remember her name that uses this, but if I remember, I'll link it, or somebody will comment, because I know somebody did last time. So with LittleRavenInk, they're images, and I'm pretty sure she does them on her iPad. So every once in a while you get like this little trace line that's tracing nothing. It's just like a little spot. So I will actually go in and erase this. And what it does is it detaches all of the images on the page, so they won't be attached anymore. Now sometimes there's like some little pieces of images that aren't 100% attached. Like I'll show you with her little, this says like property of LittleRavenInk, personal use only. These are not all attached. So do you see how that didn't come with me? So you have to actually go and attach them. So I will actually take the trace lines off of her like page marker and her little copyright thing. I'll reattach it all. So you go up to your group selected shapes. Now it's one image again. I can move the whole thing, and I will actually just kind of move those out of the way. I don't want those to cut because I don't need those cut out, but I like to know what page I'm on. So this guy is good. He's just had a couple. Do you see these little gray squares here? That means that that is a separate entity. So if I were to move it, he'd be missing like a few little spots. I don't think this guy had, yeah, he had a few. Okay. So I just basically group them all, so when I move them, I'm not losing any pieces. Now this guy, I'm just gonna move. Okay, so he is actually attached to this washi piece. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get right up in his face. And you noticed when I pulled him away, or maybe you didn't, maybe it was just me. When I pulled him away, his mouth actually isn't attached. So when I get him off this washi piece, I'll have to attach his mouth. Okay, so I did that wrong, so I'm gonna, my bad. So this is your slice tool. I'm gonna get really, really close. The closer you get, the thicker the slice tool gets, which I hate. I wish it was just the same. So you have to be careful where you cut, or else you're gonna cut off some of your image. So I'm just basically gonna cut around this guy's ear to detach him. I'm gonna get rid of my line because it's around both of them and I don't want it to be around both of them. I am going to select this little guy. I'm gonna group him all together so his mouth is attached, and I'm just gonna move him. I don't mind if there's like a little nook out of this. I really, you know, I'm sticking these down in journals for some embellishment. I don't mind if they're a little bit, you know, I don't want to say wonky because they're not wonky, but like, you know. So I'm going to attach those cut lines. I'm also going to go in because the Tuesday and the heart are not going to be attached to anything, like all the letters. Okay, and I'm going to put that back. So the reason I detach everything too is because you can move things around. So I don't like things to be too close to the registration marks. But this guy's like way in the middle, so I can pull him over, and actually this guy's pretty light color, so it should be fine. These two I can move up, and it just gives me more room on the page. My MacBook is getting overheated. When there's images, I find it really works overtime. I don't know why Silhouette has such a hard time. So it just gives me more room to move these little guys around. And I'm actually just going to move this guy away for a minute. So I have this washi strip selected. I'm going to press shift on my Mac keyboard, and this selects two things, and I don't have to like run my mouse over like I could. I could click and run it over both of these because it's like that. But if I wanted to select this and this little guy over here to trace, then I could do that. So that's just your shift key. And because it's a PNG, it already comes with the trace lines. I've made them invisible, but they're still there. So when you do an offset, it's still going to show up, and they should show up red. So I'm going to move this guy back, and I'm actually going to move this guy all the way down, because I find when there's a dark image right next to this guy, the registration line, it'll trace here, and then everything's gonna be wonky, and you really don't want that. Oops. So see, I forgot to attach these. I'm actually gonna make these guys a little bit bigger because they're really cute, and they're on a different page, but they're just really, really cute. I'm gonna leave this guy little because I have a big one of him already. Okay, and then I'm gonna put these back just like that. I'm just going to make sure that nothing is overlapping and nothing is outside of my cut lines, and everything is traced. Everything has a cut line. We're good. So this is, what did I say? This is page 10. So I'm going to go save it. I save it as a new thing. I saved it wrong, but that's okay. Usually I get rid of the untitled part. And that way I have the PNGs still, and I have the Silhouette Studio already, and I actually just put these in my drive when I'm done printing them out and stuff, and that way I can just like open up the Silhouette Studio and take, like if I wanted to print like a page of 5 of these, I could just take them out and cut and, you know, copy and paste. So just like that. So I'm just gonna print it and cut it, and we're done. I don't have to fussy cut anything. It's the same thing with my PlanningWithKay. I'll pull this up here. I just downloaded a Halloween kit. Yes, I am planning for October in January. I enjoy setting up bullet journals. It's the same thing. You drag and drop. I make it a certain size so it fits in the bullet journal, and that's it. You just trace. It's really very easy. So yeah, so I'm going to print that out. I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to stick it in my journal. I really hope this was helpful for some of you, and let me know if you have any questions down below.